Hello everyone, welcome to my third video tutorial. Last time I did a tutorial I was showing how to create these lovely hydrangea flowers, and today I would like to show you how to use Copic markers to color a flower pot. So I'm going to start out with a stamped image. I'm using a stamped flower pot from Stamp TV. I love this flower pot. When I'm coloring my flower pots, normally when you're using Copic markers, you tend to go, say it's YR1, then YR3, then YR5 when you're mixing your colors. But with these flower pots, I just have a real assortment, and it gives me the color that I want. So there's not really any rhyme or reason. It's just these colors work and give me the color that I want. So I'm going to use YR01. YR02, YR18, also using E15, E19, E39, and E97. And when I'm coloring, I just start laying down color and layer upon layer until I have the desired effect that I'm after. So I'm going to start out with the lightest, and that's generally what I do. I start with the lightest, I start saturating the paper, and then just keep building upon it, and then I keep coming back with my lightest color, always blending it in so that I don't get lines. Now I'm not going to worry about, coloring anything in perfect on the top there because my flowers are going to cover it. But I'm going to start out with the lighter color, like I said, and I'm just going to start laying down color. Now, if I get going a little too fast with my colors, and you see me going out of the lines, normally when I'm just doing it for my own use, I go a little slower, but I know when you're watching it on your side, watching somebody color, it can seem to take forever. So I'm going to go a little quicker than normal. So you may see me go out of the lines, but normally I don't. Normally I'm fussy. Okay, I'm not too worried about how pretty this is going down because, again, I'm going to be layering it and going back over it so many times. Okay, so I've taken the first color. Now I'm going to go in with my second color, and I always seem to leave my lightest color uncapped because I'm continually going back. So now I'm going to do the next color, the YR2. Again, that was YR1, and now to YR2. And I sweep wherever I want to do my shading. Now keep in mind, I want the dark shadow on this side of the pot and a little bit under the rim. And so I keep sweeping out. Maybe I'll keep that so you can see what I'm working towards here. But I just lay my brush down along the edge of where it's stamped, and I just sweep towards where I want to go. And then under the rim there. And come back on the top part here. And rather than pull toward me, I can't see where I'm putting my brush down, so I always rotate my image and sweep away from me. Everybody's different, and that may not work for you, but whatever is comfortable, by all means do it. And as you can see, I'm leaving it lighter here in the center. Now I'm going to go back in with my lighter one. I'm just going to blend it out a little bit. Now I'm going to go with the next one, and that's the YR18. Hope I'm not speaking too fast. I know when I'm doing these videos and I was a little nervous, and I find I'm talking faster than I normally do. So I'm hoping not getting too far or too fast for you guys to keep up with what I'm doing. Sometimes when I go in with a darker color, if I find that it's not blending out as well as I would like, I'll go in with my lighter brush and I'll pick up color, and then you continue sweeping it out, and it'll feather that edge out. And I actually should have just did that because I knew I was going with a darker color, but instead of using the marker directly, just pick it up with the lighter brush. And I do a lot of this because it just lets you blend so nice. And I want to get rid of some of that color and just go back in. I'm going to blend out more. And a little bit of color on this side too. And just a little bit so it's not shadowed too much on the one side, but just defines it. Again, excuse my sloppiness there. Normally I wouldn't do that. Actually, I want to do the side of the pot too. I started using Copic markers a couple years ago, and then went to Calgary last year, I believe it was, and got certified. I would like to go back and get the next level. I've got the beginners, but I love coloring with these. I've just about got all the Copic markers now. I think there's 12 new ones out that I don't have yet, but I once saw a video where a lady said she already had a ton of markers and she just wasn't going to make the investment and buy more, but she said once she tried them, she said resistance was futile, and that's actually how I felt. It's like once you try Copic markers, nothing else seems to compare. So I'm just about done with this color here, but you can see how I'm blending it in with this sweeping stroke. Okay, now I'm going to go in with the next darkest color, the E97. I'm going to try picking up it again, and if it doesn't give me enough color, then I'll go right direct with the marker. Again, this is just a matter of laying down layer upon layer. I might actually see it's not as much of a contrast here, so I can just use the marker direct. See how it's starting to take shape. Isn't this a lovely flower pot? Stamp TV has so many wonderful stamps. There's a lot of nice stamps out there. Again, I'm not getting too worried about what it looks like in the center of the flower pot, because I am going to be covering that. Again, going in there and just, as it gets more ink on it too, it's easier and easier to blend. Okay, now I'm going to go with E19, and this one might be too dark to go direct, so I'll try going with the lighter again. Each time it adds more depth to the flower pot. I hope if you give this a whirl that you'll be willing to stop by and leave a comment on my blog letting me know that it was helpful, and if you'd like to see more tutorials on coloring different things with Copic markers, I'd be happy to accommodate you. I'm going to go in directly here. Just love how these blend. Almost have some music playing in the background so it doesn't get so quiet when I'm concentrating. I get pretty focused on what I'm doing normally, so it's different for me to be actually working and talking at the same time. Normally I just sit quietly doing my thing. I need some more up here. Hard seeing me go outside of the edges. I'm not used to doing that, but it would take much too long to do this, and you'd be getting bored before I was done if I took my time like normal. Okay, and then just got a couple more here. I'm going to go with E15 now. I only have one more after this. I'm going to put a little bit of brown now.